All things considered, you've been taking this whole your boyfriend is secretly a werewolf thing pretty well. I figured you'd be pretty mad I didn't tell you right away, and you'd be justified feeling that way, but I'm happy you've been so supportive and understanding about it. Yeah, I know you made all the golden retriever energy jokes and everything, and who knew you'd be so right about it, but it's not like I go chasing squirrels around and howl at the moon. I think just getting all furry and having claws and sharp teeth is, not so bad. Right, you still got the golden retriever boyfriend, just with a few more perks than you thought you'd get. Well, the reason I didn't tell you is because I didn't want to freak you out or make you worry, but well, that's not necessarily the only reason. I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to protect you. No, not from me, silly. There's a whole dynamic among werewolves, and it's kinda a lot to deal with if you aren't one. I just didn't want you to get sucked into all that. I know how curious you get. I'm sure you could handle it. I'm not saying you can't, but it would change our dynamic a bit. I really like how things feel lighthearted and really easy and effortless with you, and I really like that. I like being that guy for you. I guess I just don't want to see that change. You're too perfect for your own good, you know that? Of course you'd be understanding and supportive, you always are. I'm just glad you're so accepting of me. You have no idea how much that means. Just tell me if I ever start acting too wolfy, okay? I don't want to scare you off. Well, I guess if you're into that kind of thing, then it's fine, but don't tell anyone that. I'm just happy we can still relax at home like this, enjoy each other's company. Stay here. Don't move. Got it? Not planning on showing up to the meeting tonight. You're missing out on some serious stuff. Don't tell me you're wasting time with that human you like so much. This is my home. You only come here when I specifically request it. And I didn't request shit. So you shouldn't be here right now. Do you understand? Oh, that's interesting. I know you heard me, but I didn't hear a response. Are you gonna fix that? You'll be back. No one leaves the pack. uh, sorry about that. Well, sometimes I have to establish boundaries. I didn't mean for you to see me like that, but... Oh, you look a little shook up by that. I guess the other reason I didn't want to tell you was, well, that. Dealing with the pack is frustrating, to say the least. It's mostly family, so it's not like I can get out of it. Oh, please don't give me that look. I'd rather you not be concerned about me if I can help it. It's nothing, really. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. They always make a huge deal out of being the alpha. Anyone that's seen as weak gets pushed around and taken advantage of. So they all see them as lesser. It's just really toxic and stupid, and I wish I could just not deal with it. It's just stupid. I'm not like that. I'm not like them. I really am that golden retriever boyfriend. I feel like I can really let my guard down and be myself and be genuine with you because you care so much about me. And you love me for who I am. I'm lucky to have you. Anyone else would have seen me code switch like that and probably run away. Thank you for being willing to perceive all of me, even the parts of me that might not be so flattering. You'll tell me if it's too much, right? I really don't want to make you uncomfortable. Okay. I'm just saying. You know, being together with you, you might be able to guess this, isn't so simple with them. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but I can't just leave and ignore them. They take it way too seriously when people try to leave because, they get all of their strength from people being scared of them and acknowledging the stupid alpha male pack dynamic. Makes them look weak if they can't get a reaction out of others and intimidate them. It's hard to get out of the cycle without getting hurt. Don't get me wrong. I'd choose you every time. God, if I had to live 1,000,000 times, I'd choose you 1,000,000 times. But there are expectations pushed onto me sometimes. It's a lot. It's because they're constantly testing me, constantly testing each other. It's just one big competition to see who can dunk on everyone else the hardest and not back down. So I have to be harsh, and I can't seem like I'm going soft, or they'll make my life hell. I can't afford to show any weakness around them, or they'll start coming around like that, looking to see what they can get away with doing to me. Well, of course, toxic is as toxic does. They all have people they date and go out with, but it always has to be a dynamic where they control their partner and dominate them, and oftentimes treat them horribly. But they can sense that our relationship isn't like that. Of course they think I'm weak for not controlling you. I can tell you're a little scared, but the fact that your first reaction to hearing this is to grab my hand and reassure me that you aren't going anywhere. I'm not sure how I got lucky enough to find you. I wish I could leave everything else behind and just be myself with you. You deserve the world. I want to give you everything you could ever want. I can't let myself be split between two worlds like this. Can I hold you? I don't want to lose you because of this. God, I'd rather be stuck constantly fighting them if it meant I could keep you. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me. We can figure this out. Together. I better get this. What? That's none of your business. Personal stays private, remember? She's staying with me. End of story. Listen to me, and listen to me very closely. I don't want to hear her name in your mouth again. I better never hear you talk about her like that again. If you have a problem with any of this, you come drag your ass over here and talk to me about it. If you get her involved in any of this, it'll be the last fight you start. Got it? Sorry. I know we were trying to have a nice, relaxing night in, but... Sorry. Maybe I'm not as innocent as you thought. I hope that doesn't ruin your image of me. You're still not scared? Really? Even after all of that? Oh, no, I'll keep you safe. I won't let anything happen to you, I promise. They'll never actually do anything to you anyways, don't worry. That's the thing about the pack. It's all a huge bluff, all of it. Anytime anyone pushes them and tells them to step up, they never do. They're all cowards. He said he was concerned about how much time I've been spending away from them and with you instead. Concerned? He's just afraid I'm going to tell him off, and it's going to make him look like a little bitch in front of everyone. Don't worry, he can't control me. They're all a bunch of morons. But they do have some stupid made-up rules that they all refuse to break. I could take advantage of that, and hopefully they never bother us again. Once you call their bluff, the illusion fades. There was one person I knew that left the pack. A long time ago. I was still pretty young, but I remember he stood up to everyone because they were pushing him around for spending too much time with his partner, and he stood his ground. He called their bluff, and then he left. I never saw him again. He was always really nice to me. I missed him, but everyone else refused to let me see him. Maybe it's about time I went and saw him. You know what happened after that? The pack leader made up a bunch of excuses about how he let him go because he was annoying and no one wanted him around anyways. See what I mean? It's all for show. Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but you know how werewolves have a really good sense of smell? If they, smell me on you, then they won't even think about coming anywhere near you. Some kind of unwritten rule. Maybe they're just scared. It sounds kind of silly. No, that's something that happens over time, just from being around me and at my house. I mean, it helps that whenever you come over, we always cuddle and generally are all over each other. I know it's kind of weird, but honestly, it really means a lot to me that we're so close and open with skinship and physical affection. That's something I never really had. Well, for better or for worse, my family is the majority of the pack, and they were the ones that raised me. A lot of their toxic traits were pushed onto me when I was young. It was all I really knew. I wasn't always so happy-go-lucky. They molded me to be just like them. I had a lot of bad traits I had to get rid of if I wanted to start taking steps towards being a good person. Actually, I started to really feel myself change when I met you. For the first time, I felt like maybe I didn't have to be that guy anymore. I remember when I met you for the first time, when I realized how accepting you were, I felt like I could finally exhale a little bit and breathe and be softer without reflexively tensing up. And I never take that about you for granted. It's changed my entire perspective. Even now I feel like I can open up to you and know that you still accept me and love me. I feel like you can forgive me for being the way I was. Are you sure? I've done some things that I'm not proud of. Things that hurt people that didn't deserve it. Just to protect myself and put on the mask. I was complicit in all the manipulative and dangerous things the other members did. And it was self-destructive. I still have scars, physical and mental, from going through it all. But none of that matters now. The only thing that matters to me is not losing you. But I want to be open with you. I don't want to hide things if you really want to face them with me and support me anyways. I can't bury the past completely, so it'll pop up every once in a while, and I'll have to deal with it. But the version of me that you know, that you fell in love with, I want to be that way for you. Really? You still want this after everything I told you? No, I'm honestly just shocked that someone could be such an angel and be willing to understand all of that and still want to go along with it. I promise I'll protect you. None of this will ever, ever get to you. We can get away from it all. You make me want to be better. I want to be better for you. You're the first person I've met that made me think I could be better. We'll figure this out. Honestly, I'm just sick of the entire thing. Every time I think about it, I feel it pull me in deeper, and it seems hard to escape. We're gonna have to stick together. You know what we're up against now. But it's not hopeless. They'll push us, but that doesn't mean we have to just sit there and take it. Despite the fact that I give off major himbo energy, I have a plan. And I think it might work, too. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We can find a way to leave, move somewhere else, but it'll take time. Luckily, I have a lot of mobility and freedom with my career, so moving probably should be pretty easy. But until then, we have to deal with the pack. We don't need to sit here and wait for them to come to us. We can go out and set the precedent first. They're expecting us to hide and be scared of them, so they think they can just take their time and try to intimidate us. Well, what we can do is, I didn't really think that far ahead. Oh. Uh-huh. Right. If I stand my ground, then that might catch them by surprise and buy us enough time to leave. I know they won't do anything, but they don't know I know that, you know? Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. Enough to joke around a little bit, at least. You're not scared? Sometimes I think you have more courage than me. Right. Together. That's all I needed to hear. We can do this together. You're mine. After all, I want you close. You know, before we were rudely interrupted, we were having a pretty good night, weren't we? Do you think we can get back to that, or is the mood gone now? Well, I like to think my playful energy can cut through the tense moments and lighten things up a bit. Isn't that what you like about me? Sappy? How dare? Does Sappy not do it for you? Oh, don't act like you don't love it. Admit it. Please say you like it. But babe, pushing my luck is what I do. It's what I live for. Thank you. You're really great. So, like, how lucky do you feel being stuck with me now? Because that's like, that's it. You're mine. It's over. Wow. Okay, well, that was a little mean. No, that's okay. Lucky for you, I'm stronger than you, so I can just hold you down. Hey, whoa, watch it. Nah, I get werewolf strength. You didn't think about that one, did you? The werewolf strength? I really do need you. Letting myself soften up has given me an opportunity to embrace being more vulnerable and admitting to myself that I have feelings and emotions, and I don't want to ignore them. You know, you have this way of looking at me, and it's really unfair. I don't even think you realize it, but it's like you're constantly watching me to make sure I'm okay. Because you care about me? Then why does it feel like you're watching a puppy that's constantly 2 seconds away from scampering off and getting into trouble? Oh, you have me all figured out, huh? Well, what's the verdict? What did you figure out? Okay, obedient feels a little derogatory there. But maybe the rest of it wasn't so far off the mark. I'm still trying to kind of figure myself out. I've spent so long being what other people wanted me to be. I never really had a chance to get to know myself. But you always encourage me to explore my emotions, and you support me being vulnerable. And I really think that made me fall hard for you. I'm starting to think you have a thing for bad boys or something, because you've been a little too graceful about accepting that side of me. Awfully suspicious. Well, I hate to tell you, but someone's been making me go soft lately, so don't get your hopes up. Yeah, you're right. Being soft isn't so bad. I've been learning to embrace my role as golden retriever boyfriend. You know, I've always kind of been a mess, so having you rein me in from time to time is actually really helpful. That takes a lot of the mental load off of me. But I trust you, so I feel like I can let go a bit and not get so anxious about being a mess. I love you. Careful, you temptress. My sweet, innocent little heart is going to get corrupted if you flirt with me like that. Huh? Fangs? What day is it? Uh-oh. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much now since you know, but it is something that's going to happen from time to time. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. I knew it. I knew you liked the mean side of me. Oh, only sometimes. Okay. Well, sometimes is all you can get, so that's fine. So do you like the fangs too? Yeah? You want me to tear you apart and be rough with you? Make you do what I want? We can explore that. I don't have to be the passive puppy boyfriend all the time, you know. You fool, you've fallen for my big trap card. By utilizing my trap card, I can... You can't use Mystical Space Typhoon as a quick play spell, you dingus. No, that's not how that works. You're being stupid to me right now. Oh, hang on, pause the game, I have company. Hey, did you finish the audio? Okay, wait. Do you ever wonder why every time you finish listening to an audio, you get magically transported into my realm? Why is that? Did we ever establish why that happens? That is kind of strange, isn't it? That's not normally a thing that would happen. Well, I mean, I don't really mind that much. It's just weird that it happens. At least it's stabilized to the point where you don't pop in here when I'm showering or something. So, how was sequel month? That was a fun little thing, huh? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you were okay with the ones that I picked. I kind of mostly went with ones that were really popular, so I figured, you know, that would make it more likely y'all would enjoy them. Don't worry, I've got plans to continue some of them even further, so we'll see how it goes. So, I took this one in a bit of a different direction. I know that I could have leaned into the golden retriever boyfriend trope or the Omega pack dynamic thing, but I ended up getting inspired to take this in a different direction. I wanted to try and introduce some kind of conflict into the story because I think this dynamic would be all the better for it. And once I got the idea to make the pack like a metaphor for toxic masculinity, everything else just like kind of came together. So I hope injecting social commentary into this didn't make it like annoying to listen to. It's not like a lot of men struggling with this are listening to my male for female audio, but maybe it can help show you that some green flags to look for in men you meet in your own life, you know? So remember, men that embrace emotional reflection and don't see vulnerability as a negative thing are more likely to be well-adjusted members of society that will treat you the way you deserve. Anyways, that's enough preaching from me. Big thank you to Mura or Vampupper, my character design mom, for drawing today's thumbnail illustration. We love when Ichi Mom draws for us. Yes, queen. If you want to see the video thumbnails early, I post them to Patreon as soon as the artist gets it to me. That's available for all tiers, but if you want to get more perks like early access to audios and audios that I only post to Patreon, go on over and check it out, see if it's for you. Now, I'm going to go back to wasting my time playing children's card games. Okay? See ya. Yes, of course, you special summon Cyber Dragon. Of course you would do that. Typical Mr. Jeeves, special summoning Cyber Dragon while I'm busy talking to someone. Oh, in attack mode. Oh, daring today, are we?